Hey, how you doing there? Henry Olsen here from Super Simple Guitar, and welcome to another episode of Hang with Henry. Roll the intro. All right, welcome back. So today we're going to be checking out one of my favorite tunes from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It's Mary Jane's Last Dance. Quick story. When I was a kid, I must have been like 8 years old. I went into a CD shop and my mom told me I can pick out any CD I wanted. And for whatever reason, maybe destiny, who knows, I chose Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and this song was on it. And as a kid, I would listen to this song over and over again. Like I was addicted. And Free Falling was on the album. So it's really cool all these years later to actually be able to play the guitar and now watch this together with you. I'm going to break down what's happening. Let's just watch it together. It's a great live performance. And that's about that. All right, let's get into it without any further ado. Take it away. Take it away. All right, we got to click here. Okay, so just a quick breakdown of what's happening. I actually have an entire YouTube lesson where I kind of have more of a close-up, but just to show you what's happening. It's an A minor chord going into a G, going into a D sus2, and then back to an A minor. But to make this A minor sound really cool, we're releasing these two fingers right before we play that A minor, and then we're kind of going for the third and fourth string with our pick. And then in this case, he's doing a little upstroke to get that E and the B, or the E and the C. In the original, he does a downstroke, but here he goes, right? And then it goes to a G. So when he goes to the D sus2, he kind of does this little hammer on here with his first finger, back into the A minor. Second time around. With the second time around, we have this little kind of like melody note, which is the seventh, right? So okay, so the whole thing. And with that D sus2, you can experiment with, this finger, adding it, or you could also turn it into a D and do a little hammer on with your middle finger, which is what he does in the original. Okay, so that's the basic chord progression. Let's watch this one more time, just because it's so cool how the band kicks in. Real quick, the second guitar player there was going into, he was playing the D, but in its first inversion. So here we have the third on the bass. That would be like a D major, standard way of playing it. When you put the third on the bass, you get a slightly different sound. And he's using that because he can do a nice little slide in there. It's a very Jimi Hendrix kind of thing, like, right? So that's what the second guitar player was doing. A cool way, when there's two guitar players, one guy or girl can be here, second guy can be here. And that D sus2, it doesn't have to be a D sus2. In this case, he kind of just goes for that entire D. You can just play around. This is different ways of getting different sounds to make the song sound cool. Anyways.
He grew up in an Indiana town, had a good-looking mama. Never was around, but she grew up tall. Grew up right with them Indiana boys on an Indiana night.
The harmonica.
Listen, moved downhill, age of 18. Blew the boys away, was more than they'd seen. I was introduced, we both started grooving. She said, I dig you, baby, but I like to keep moving.
Okay, so real quick, that's the second part. So the tune only has these two parts. There's no bridge. So the second part is E minor, last dance with Mary Jane, right? And then it goes into A major, which is interesting because we were playing that A minor tonality the whole time, and now all of a sudden that A major is coming in there. So that's cool songwriting, right? And then it repeats itself back to that E minor, and then back into an A, and then it goes to a G. Now what the second guitar player is doing here, he's going, the first time around it's E minor, 2, 3, 4. And then when it goes to the A, Tom Petty's just staying on the A, but the second guitar player and what these are is little A triads. It's hard to keep this thing in tune. I have 9s on it and it just doesn't want to stay in tune. It's very easy to slip the notes out of tune. Anyways, A triad, A triad, A triad, A triad. And that's giving you this cool bluesy sound as he walks up, right? That again. Now check this out. Instead of playing at E minor where Tom Petty is playing it, he's playing it here, right? Which is giving you a slightly different sound of that E minor, right? So Tom Petty is giving you this kind of lower register here, right? Second guitar player, I'm sorry, I don't know their names, please forgive me, is playing it here, right? You could also play it here, of course, but he decides to just play it here. And what that is an E major triad, you could think of it, right? And then with that flattened third. So you flatten the third, and then here's the E. You have the E here, you have the E here. So on the second string and on the fourth string. Right? Okay? And that's just a way to play the same chord but not get in each other's way. One guitar is in a low register, the other one goes a little bit higher, right? Okay, so I want to point that out. Okay, so now he did something slightly different, the second guitar player. It was kind of like this. So kind of playing these little sixths there, okay? Something like that. Monica.
Better now than I've been told. You never slow down, you never grow old. I'm tired of screwing up, tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town. Oh my, oh hell yes. You got to put on that party dress and buy me a drink, sing me a song, take me as a club 'cause I can't stand off. Last dance with me.
One other cool thing you could do on that E minor, instead of play it with your pick here, right? Go way back on the bridge. See how you get a totally different sound when you do that? Right? I'm not sure if they're doing that, but that's something I always really like to do when I was playing this tune. So if you don't know this, you know, with the pick, depending where you strum, you can get different sounds. So then, especially on this E minor, it sounds really mystical to go way back on the bridge and kind of not do a strum, but do a nice slow. See that? Kind of arpeggiating the notes a little bit there. Okay?
One more time to kill the pain. I feel summer creeping in and tired of this town again.
The G. Okay, so what was that? A minor. but he has that sixth in there. So it's kind of like Dorian. And all that means is that it's kind of like the pentatonic with the sixth added. That's all Dorian is. The sixth added and the second added. Okay, so. So we're holding down the second and third string here on the 7th fret, and I'm bending it up and then letting it down. So then trying to do a little pull off to the 5th fret, same 2 strings. Going into the A, so. Again, a little bend here. Now that you know where the notes are, use your ear to get that. It's a really good way to train your ears, right? Listen to something, and when you know where the notes are, just listen to it and try to get it, try to match what you're hearing with your fingers, right? So, okay. Okay, so one more little cool thing there that I really, really love to do. So when you're in A minor pentatonic, if you kind of know your 5 shapes, and again, if you don't, check out my All Access membership. I have an entire solo guitar course where I teach you all of these shapes and how to move them and all that stuff, okay? And also, if you don't know about intervals, then check out my beginner 101 music theory course where I talk about all these intervals and how to count them and how to find them and all that, okay? So if you know all your shape, if you can go up and down the pentatonic, a cool thing that you can do is only take a note on the 2nd string, right? Right? Since I know where these shapes are, it allows me to only change one note from that scale, right? Because I know where they are on only one string, as well as where they are on all the different shapes, if that makes sense. I hope I'm not losing you here. So anyways, I'm taking this 2nd string, and I'm just moving from shape 1, that's still shape 1, into shape 2, shape 3, and I'm letting that open E ring, since that's a note that's also in the scale, right? And that gives you this bluesy sound, and that's what he kind of does there. Right? Right? Very, very bluesy sound. So anytime a tune is in A minor, you could always use that. Then with some distortion. Really, really bluesy thing that you can do in A minor. That works great in A minor, also in E minor. Okay, because you can always have the open E string ringing, and it's not going to ever sound like you're playing the wrong notes. Okay, let's keep going.
There's pigeons down on Market Square. She's standing in her underwear, looking down from a hotel room. Not far, will be coming soon. Oh my, oh hell yes. You got to put on that party dress. It was too cold to cry. I woke up alone, did my last number, walked to the road. Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain.
There it is again. So he started his solo A minor pentatonic again. Something like that. So again, just bending this note up. He's kind of bending from that 7th into the 1, right? And then playing the 1 here. And then I think this is what he did after that. 7th fret, 3rd string. Right, from that D into the E. Then a little slide. So, and then, which is a very bluesy thing you'll hear all the time in the blues. So that's just combining the first pentatonic shape with the second one. And then, just these little double stops. He's sliding in, which is a very bluesy sound to get there. Okay, so, oh yeah, that's so sweet. So that's, if anything, from this lesson, what I learned today, like a new idea for my blues, is that little concept there. So what I think is happening is he's using the open A string. Okay, let me take down the drive a little bit. So open A string. You know, that is such a cool bluesy thing that I never would have thought of to do alone if not seeing this video today. So we're playing the open A string, and then we're playing the A here, which is on the 7th fret, 4th string. And then if you can just walk down that pentatonic scale, or walk up the pentatonic scale, depending on how you want to think about it. Listen how bluesy that is. Anyways, I'm definitely going to experiment with that much more. I kind of think that's what he was doing there. He had that open A ring. Anyways, great takeaway. I hope you use this. Let's keep watching. So that was kind of similar to what I was showing you before with the... Except now he was using both of these notes. So... which is something that you can also do that sounds very bluesy. So instead of having that open E ring, now we're just barring that one as well. But... right, just walking up the scale, okay? Okay. Octave up. Everybody's going crazy. Going into a D, doing a little dance. That's it. All right, my friend. I hope you enjoyed watching this with me. I hope you got some takeaways. There's a lot of really, really great, cool ideas in this live performance. You know, I probably could have made 5 separate single little YouTube lessons just talking about the licks in there. But I hope that this gives you some ideas and inspiration about stuff that you can apply to your playing, right? Just that little pentatonic thing there, walking up, leaving that open string, or that bluesy, that thing. There's so much you could do with that too. So play around with these concepts. Again, check out my solo guitar course, my beginner guitar solo guitar course, and my music theory 101, because I teach you, these pentatonic scales, how to connect them. If you weren't sure what I was doing there, going from scale position to scale position, that's all in my course, right? They're step by step, much slower breakdown. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, tell a friend, and I'm out of here. Take it easy. Bye-bye.